Hello and welcome to Exploring with Em and Stu. You've just got me tonight. Unfortunately Stu's having to work away again for a few weeks, but it's been a lovely weekend. It's meant to be a nice evening, so I've decided to chuck the rucksack on and come for a little wild camp. I'm here on the Norfolk coast again, so I'm not too far away from where I live, but I'm going to walk up the coast, probably only about a mile or two, and see if I can find a nice little spot to set up my new tent, which I'll show you when I get there. Apologies if there's any wind noise. I'm using a new external mic, but I've not used it before, so I don't know how good it is. But I'm sure it'll be fine, but it is really gusty here, as you can see. But anyway, I'm going to carry on walking and I'll catch you in a little while. Okay, so I've found my spot with a lovely view. As you can see, the village in the distance there. And I'm not going to lie, I'm very unfit. I've not done any working out over lockdown, as much as I should have done anyway. And I've just climbed up, I don't know if you can see, just climbed up there. And I am knackered. Anyway, there's a nice little spot just to the side of this great big dune. Anybody that lives around here, I'm not going to say where you are, but you'll know where I am. You know, massive dunes, up and down, up and down. There's plenty of little spots to wild camp. Any wild campers who live around here, you've most likely camped here anyway. But I feel fairly safe here because me and Stu did this early last year together. Our second wild camp actually that we did. And so I think I'll be alright as long as we don't get attacked by dogs in the morning. Like me and Stu did last time. But anyway, I've got the sea just over there. I don't think, although it's only about 7:30 at night, I don't think we're going to get a sunset. Yeah, it's clouded over. It's been beautiful all day and now it's clouded over. Oh well, never mind. Well, I'm going to get set up and to just catch my breath, I think, and I'll be back soon. Okay, well, I don't know how well you can see, but I'm going to pitch my tent round about where this green stuff is. We're in sort of a bit of a bowl here, a bit of a dip in the dunes. You can't really see too badly from the paths, so I think I'll be okay here. I don't think I'm going to get disturbed. As you can see, look at that. That is stunning. This area is beautiful. I mean, earlier on I got a few shots which hopefully I'll include in the video, and it was absolutely beautiful, but not many people come this far up, so other than morning dog walkers, so fingers crossed I'll be alright. Okay, well, I'm going to see if I can find a flat bit around there somewhere and pitch up my tent. So I'll be back when I've done that. Alright, so that was an absolute palaver. Yeah, great plans never go to plan. But anyway, I'm all set up. It's about 9:15 now. I was hoping to have been set up about an hour ago. But I'm going to turn you around and I'll show you before it gets dark what I'm using tonight. As you can see, the image isn't very clear at the minute because it's actually a lot darker than it looks on screen. But I'll quickly show you before you can't see a thing. Alright. Okay, so I don't know how the focus is going to be on this because it's actually a lot darker than it looks on the screen. But here is the tent, and I have to say I've had a few problems. One problem being the fact that this ground is not even at all. I've had to basically pitch it on the tiniest little piece of land that there was big enough for my tent. So the back end's all squiffy and loose, but it's fine inside. Tonight, as you may have seen on Instagram, I treated myself to the Terra Nova Labour Competition 1 for my birthday, and this is the first time since May, since I got it, that I've actually had a chance to get it out. But it did pitch much better in the garden. I'm sure next time we'll find a better spot. But the main problem that I've had is this big bowl that I seem to have camped in appears to also double up as a big ant's nest. Every single ant, I think, in the whole of the area is basically trying to live under this tent. So I've got my cooking stuff over here, away from where I've disturbed all the ants, but there's still quite a few about. I'll go through it quickly. The usual Lexada. I've just got a full Monty for my dinner because this was a little bit of an unplanned camp tonight. And I'll be cooking with the bioethanol, I think that is. Anyway, I'll show you in a bit. I just bought the little lightweight stool because I really didn't want to bring too much equipment with me today. So everything's a bit lightweight. Let's just get this open. Okay, so that was a two-handed job. All right, I think a lot of the ants have cleared off now, thankfully. I don't know how well you can see inside here. Head torch, maybe I should really have that on. Let's pop that on for a bit to show you. Right, all right, that's remotely better. Okay, so today I've got, as usual, OEX Fathom 400 sleeping bag. I've got the Quechua inflatable memory foam pillow underneath. Again, Quechua 4 slaz, it's a half, one of those half mats, and just a little silver blanket thing. Again, this is just what I use in the summer. It's such a warm night, I don't really need much. I've had to put my bag at the bottom there because I don't want it to get full of ants. Luckily I'm only short, so I don't need too much space. And just some warm clothes at the top there in case it gets cold later. Sorry, that's a little bit of a rubbish tour of the tent, but plenty big enough for little me. That's why I got this tent. I mean, it's almost the same as the Zephyros that I had, except it weighs a lot less. Normally I would cook and put my stuff down here because there's loads of space, but I'm not using that for anything tonight except for probably my boots. Anyway, let's get this closed up before the ants all come back in. Although I think they seem to have gone to sleep now it's getting dark, thankfully. But no doubt I'll wake up in the morning covered in them. Alright, so anyway, so yeah, that's camp for the night. I know the footage isn't the best. This is just my camera phone as usual. We're not the 4K pocket or any of the stuff that Stu normally uses. You've just got me and my camera phone. Anyway, I'm going to get cooking and I'll come back to you then. Right, so that's my tea all cooked up now. Lexada's gone out. I think I managed to not boil too many ants in the process. Yeah, if it's not sand fleas, it's blooming ants. But I think that's going to be warm enough. I can't be bothered to heat up anymore. It's far too late. So I'm going to tuck into this. Yep, it'll do. It's food and it's warm. And I'll see you again in a bit. I think after I've had this, I'm just going to get in bed. I did bring a cider with me. I was going to try the Brothers Tutti Frutti, but I'm not sure if I can be bothered, to be honest with you. Not even the ants having that. It's just going to get full of ants, isn't it? So I think I might just make myself a hot drink and then and get tucked into bed. All right. So, as sod's law has it, as soon as my dinner was cooked and I sat down, it blooming rained. To be honest with you, I hadn't looked at the forecast, so I don't know if it was meant to rain or not, but it did. So yes, I've retreated to the tent to eat my dinner, which was perfectly cooked. It's not exactly a gourmet meal. I'm not quite up to the standards of Hardy Tempest when it comes to cooking. I've just been catching up on a few of his videos actually while I've been sitting there eating. But this was a little bit of an impromptu camp. It wasn't really planned, like I said. This is the first one I've actually done since March, I think it was, when me and Stu went to Mersey Island. So it's been a long time coming, and it's a lot more hard work than what I remember. I don't know if it's just because of, you know, the trouble finding a spot, which if I'd been with Stu I would have been a bit braver, but when I'm on my own I was trying to find somewhere which is sort of out of the way and nobody can see me. But yeah, it's been nice to get away. I just needed a night to myself, It's been a long time since stuck indoors like everybody obviously, so it's nice to get out and a bit of fresh air, and just wish there was a bit less ants. But it's a bit windy. The rain seems to have stopped now though, so but it'll be a good test for the new tent, I suppose. So anyway, well, I'm going to finish this up, but then I think I'm going to carry on watching a few more little videos before I say goodnight to you all. Alright, so see you soon. So just before I go to bed, I've decided that I'd do myself a little hot chocolate just to ensure that I stay warm, although I don't think that's going to be a problem. Just a little highlight sachet, as you can see, nothing special, but I am being absolutely bombarded by ants. I don't know if you can see them, but they are just running everywhere. But yeah, I'll get back to you again in a bit, I suppose. Okay, so it's gone 11 now, I think. I don't really know what the time is. And had a hot chocolate. I've had a little bit of a chat with Stuart, like I always do every night before I go to bed. He's busy working as always. We've been having a chat about hopefully next week, when he comes up this way, we're going to hopefully do a little camp together. I went out and I brushed my teeth. And it's so dark out there, it's like pitch black. Not even a bit of moonlight, you can't see a thing other than the little twinkles from the boats and the glow from the town a few miles down the road. But it's a nice peaceful night. I've not seen or heard anybody, so it's all good. It's a bit breezy still, but it's okay. The rain has stopped, and I'm going to see if I can get a bit of sleep, and I'm going to try and get up for about 5 o'clock, and with any luck we might be able to see the sun coming up, but we'll see. But it's been a nice evening. But I think this camp has taught me two things. One, that I can still do it. I've still got the confidence to get out here by myself and do the wild camping on my own. But I think the other thing is that I much prefer not to do it by myself. And having a bit of company, obviously having Stu with me, is much more fun. So I don't know if I'll be doing too many more of these in the near future. Hopefully I won't have to. But anyway, hopefully I'll get a bit of sleep, and I will catch you hopefully in the morning, if I'm still alive. Alright, night then, bye. So good morning everybody, it's 5:30, and I was hoping at this point to be stood on top of the dune here, getting a beautiful view of the sun rising over the east coast. But as you can see, or as you can't see, it's foggy and there's nothing, got nothing to see. My little tent down there, it's very soggy. We had a little bit of rain last night, a reasonable amount of wind. It wasn't too bad down there, but yeah, it was pretty relentless most of the night. I didn't sleep too badly though. I got a few hours, so, and I think the rain sort of did stop at some point. It was a bit on and off, but oh well, very disappointing. You know, everybody knows that I love a beautiful sunrise, so really was hoping that it would be a good one today. It is meant to be a nice day though, so hopefully in a little while the sun will burn through and I'll be able to get something of the sun. We'll see. But I think I'm going to get back into my tent. I might even put my head down again for 20 minutes. Put a cup of tea on and I'll be back with you in a little bit. With any luck, the sun might decide to make an appearance. Alright, so see you soon. So good morning again. It's gosh, it must be about 8 o'clock by now. I went back into my sleeping bag and put my head down for 20 minutes, and an hour went past. But there's nobody about. It's still foggy, as you can see. But I've made myself a cup of tea. Can have a little biscuit for breakfast. And then I've started packing up already. I just need to get the tent down. I'm just going to wait for it to dry off a little bit more, and then yeah, I suppose I'll be away. I was really was hoping that the sun would burn through this cloud, but it's just not going to happen, is it? I reckon if I probably go about half a mile that way west, it's probably beautiful sunshine. Stu reckons down in Essex it's beautiful, and it has been since about 6 o'clock this morning. Oh well, it is what it is. But I'm going to drink this tea before it gets cold, and then start packing up. And I'll probably see you when I say goodbye, I suppose, if I don't do something beforehand. Alright, see you soon. Okay, so that's me all packed up now. My rucksack's all full. Doesn't really feel much lighter, to be honest with you. It never does. But I've got my little tiny bag of rubbish, which I obviously will be taking back. And I'm leaving nothing but a little flat patch of dry grass, and I'll leave the ants to it. As they say, leave no trace. I'm just going to take a minute actually to talk a little bit about the whole leave no trace, because we always say it as wild campers. And recently Ben from London Are Outdoors tagged us in one of his videos to talk about it. I'm sure that me and Stu will talk about it again in the future. But the importance of this term, leave no trace, is, I know this isn't a message to all you respectable wild campers out there, but unfortunately we've been getting a bit of bad press just lately. Unfortunately, as usual, all tarnished with the same brush, because for some reason there's been a massive boom in campers. I think they call them like pound shop campers or pound stretch campers, I don't know. Not that there's anything wrong with those shops, but they go to cheap shops generally. They buy lots of disposable gear, usually lots of alcohol, and they come to beautiful places like this, or places all around the UK really, and they have their camp, probably get drunk, you know. Not there's anything wrong with that again, but still. And then they just walk away from it, often having big fires, which can often set fire to these places. And yeah, they're giving us all a bad name. And if we're not careful, before we know it, wild camping is going to have all sorts of laws put on it so that respectable campers like us can't enjoy the outdoors. And it will be such a shame, because you know, we're so lucky to have fantastic places that we can come, spend a little bit of time to ourselves, enjoy being outdoors. You know, it's what it's all about. And I'm really hoping that these people get bored of it quickly and stop doing it, because it's really not fair, and it's not fair on us campers, but it's certainly not fair on the wildlife and the environment. You know, we need to keep these places, these special places, you know, for the future. But yeah, I just thought I'd talk about that for a minute, you know, since Ben tagged us, so thanks for that. And but no, of course, leaving no trace. Anyway, I'm going to take a little walk back now to the village where my car is, about 45 minutes walk, I reckon. I'll see if I can take some scenery along the way. This fog has not lifted barely at all, so I was hoping to get some nice pictures of the beach and the sea. It's just not going to happen, I don't think, but I'll see what I can do. All right, and then I guess the next time I talk to you, I'll be back at my car. All right, so I'll see you then. Well, it's hard to imagine that this beach was absolutely packed with holiday makers yesterday, all enjoying the summer holidays. Needless to say, it's a lot quieter today. I don't think you'll be getting too many swimmers out there. But then you never know, there is some people down here on the beach, so I certainly won't be getting in there. Well, it's nice to see at least that this awful weather hasn't put everybody from coming down the beach this time of the year. But call me a wimp, but you wouldn't see me down here with my bikini on with the weather like this. Very brave people. Okay, well that's me now back to the car after walking along the beach there. About an hour or so I think it took me in the end because I kept stopping. But I'm now about to take my half an hour or so drive back home. And I think I'm going to have a cold shower because although it's not very sunny, it's really muggy today. But the next camp that I go on, I will definitely be with Stu. I'm not sure, it might be in Norfolk, it might be in Essex, it might be somewhere in between, we'll see. But yeah, it's always good to do solo camps because it gives me the confidence to know that I can still do it. You know, for anybody out there who doesn't have the confidence, these are really good for boosting your confidence. But they are a lot more fun if you've got a little bit of company at least. So yes, definitely next time with Stu. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed watching this little sort of unplanned camp, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.